Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and welcome to the 12th Horseshoe Podcast, sponsored by Proven Italian Eatery of Moonachie, New Jersey. Jack Rizzo, alongside Elijah Weintraub. I am so glad you're here with us. We have a great show for you today. Week 15 recap, Week 16 picks. Jack, how are we doing today?
I'm doing good. Good to be back home. Good to be home for the holidays and ready to get the show going.
Alrighty, well, let's start off with last week's set of games. We begin with the Browns and the Bears at a 31-3 final. The Bears took the victory there. We both got the win there. Bears got a big win with the Browns, just not a good football team, and that's why they are eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, nothing really to say here. It was all Bears in this one, being back home, and they are still very much alive in the division race.
We talked about the Falcons and the Panthers, the Falcons and the Buccaneers last week. That 29-28 game. You can check out our previous video to learn more about that game and our thoughts. So let's go right out to the Cardinals and the Texans, where the Texans got a big win and they won 40-20. And we both got this pick right. It was my survivor pick. I got it right. And the Texans are still in the run for the playoffs. They could potentially even get the division spot potentially as we look at the graphic of where everybody stands in the playoffs. And Jack, this Texans team could potentially win the division.
They absolutely can, especially with how good their defense has been playing. I think they've been really, really impressive so far, and especially over the last 10 weeks or so. I mean, this is a team that started 0-3 on the season. They've won 9 of their last 11. They've won 6 in a row. They are doing really special things right now, and absolutely, they have a chance to win the division. I think they would need one more Jaguars loss, and they need to win out. But that's definitely a possibility, and if they could do that, that would be an incredible turnaround for the Houston Texans, considering where they were at the end of September.
A Texans win and a Jaguars loss could move the Texans up to third place. It all comes out to these games this weekend. We go now to the Commanders and the Giants, where had no playoff implications, but turned out to be a great game. The Commanders won that game 29-21. They beat the New York Football Giants, and the Giants just need a fresh start.
Absolutely. The Giants just have so many problems right now. I think Jackson Dart has shown some good things, but I just don't think he has really much help around him. The Giants have been killed with injuries this year, and I think that they just need the season to be over, and then they'll rebuild in the offseason.
Raiders, Eagles. Raiders are just a horrible team. 31-0 was the final. There's nothing to say except the Raiders just need to rebuild and refocus for next year.
Yeah, it's been a complete disaster for the Raiders. I mean, getting shut out, it doesn't get much worse than that. I think Pete Carroll's just going to end up retiring at the end of the season, and they're going to be looking for a new quarterback as well.
They're going to be looking for a lot down in Las Vegas. But on the flip side, we had a really good game Thanksgiving between these two teams. And now 24-0 the final, and the Ravens get a victory. What happened in Cincinnati for the Cincinnati team? I couldn't tell you. The Cincinnati Bengals have now been officially eliminated from the playoffs. The Ravens technically are not in the playoffs just yet. They are standing at 7-7. They probably won't win the division because, well, actually, they could win the division because Steelers are 8-6. So there's a possibility they could still win the division. That would be their only way in, pretty much. But a weird sight to see though for this Ravens team.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a weird spot right now where they're very inconsistent, but just a really tough one for the Bengals. I mean, their season's over. I believe they're officially eliminated now from the playoffs. It's going to be a long offseason. We're going to have to see what happens with Joe Burrow, what happens with the coaching staff, and things are just not looking good in Cincinnati right now.
The Jaguars win big, 48-20. We both got this pick right. They beat the New York Jets. The Jaguars, surprisingly, a pretty good team. But the question is, can they keep it up to win the division, or will they just miss the playoffs because of silly mistakes? We'll have to wait and see. Or they actually still make the playoffs, looks like. But yeah,
Yeah, not much to say about here. This was all Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has looked really, really good the last month. He's looked more like the 2022 Trevor Lawrence we saw. And again, the Jets are just another one of these teams who they're just going to have to rebuild, do a lot of work in the offseason.
Chiefs Chargers, and it was a Chargers win 16-13, and Mahomes is done for the season with an injury, and the Chiefs are officially eliminated from the playoffs. But on the flip side of things, the Chargers are still in the run for the money. They are in the playoffs as of right now with a wild card spot, but that could change. They are not officially in just yet. The Broncos, however, on the west side of things, they did clinch that spot as we see here. But besides the Mahomes injury, it was just a rough season for this Kansas City team.
Yeah, well, the Chargers still have a path to win the division. I know they're 2 games back, but the Chargers are undefeated in division play right now. They are a perfect 5-0 in division games, and that could help them down the stretch. I mean, the Broncos have 3 pretty tough games to close out their schedule, so we'll have to see what ends up happening. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, it's crazy to think after, you know, playing in the AFC Championship for 7 straight years, all this greatness with Patrick Mahomes, and they are not even in the playoffs. They're eliminated from the
Nope.
playoffs in week 15, not even like the final week of the season. But I think the Chiefs will be back. I just think next season, they just need a bit more luck. They need to get a bit healthier, and I think we'll see them right back in the playoffs.
We got it there. We go down to the Bills and the Patriots, 35-31 the final. I got the pick right. Jack got it wrong there. The Bills get a big victory, and now they go 1-1 between those two matchups between the Bills and the Patriots. And now the Bills can still technically win the division because the Patriots are only at 11-3, Bills at 10-4. One loss for the Patriots and a win for the Bills moves them up to second. So it's going to be a race to the finish between these two teams and who is going to win the division.
It certainly will be. This was the classic example of the more desperate team winning. The Bills were way more desperate than the Patriots were, and they end up having a nice comeback win to end up winning this game. Now, the Bills are still going to need a lot to win the division because the Patriots have the better division record. The tiebreakers won't matter for overall record because they split. So the Bills are still going to need to pick up, I think, 2 more games on the Patriots because the Patriots are still a game ahead as we speak. Now, the Patriots, their final 3 games, they have the Ravens this week, they have Miami, and then they have the Jets. I believe those are their final 3 games. And then the Bills have Cleveland, Philadelphia, and I think the Jets again, I think is their final game. So we'll have to see who ends up winning the division. I still think it's going to be the Patriots, but the Bills are really this is the Bills' chance, right? No Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs this year. The Bills have to make it this year. Otherwise, they may never with Josh Allen. This is their year to do it.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be their year to win the.
Well, it's their best chance, though.
The best chance, so no Patrick Mahomes and no Joe Burrow. You're absolutely right about that best chance. But the Bills have not been playing the best Bills football.
Here's my question, Eli. Who do you like in the AFC right now? Because you don't like the Patriots, you don't like the Broncos, you don't like the Bills. So who is it going to be in the AFC according to Eli? That's my real question.
I don't know. We don't know who the division winners are. We don't know who's going to win. I don't trust Patriots. I would trust the Bills any day over the Patriots.
No. My question is, looking at the 7 teams that are in the playoff position right now, which team do you trust the most out of those 7 to make a deep run?
If I had it, I would say the Bills.
Okay.
I would say the Bills.
That answers my question. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the Texans, that would be my pick, by the way.
The Texans, that would be a good shot, absolutely. But they're only a 7th seed. They take a loss or 2, they miss the playoffs. So
that's true, but I really don't think. I mean, they're playing the Raiders this week, so
I mean they'll get the win there, obviously. But I'm just saying they take one loss though, and now you have the Colts right behind that could still wind up in the playoffs.
They should not be worried about the Colts.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. Okay.
Packers. They lost the Broncos 34-26. Do we trust this Broncos team though?
Yes.
Why? Go ahead.
Well, they just beat the 1 seed in the NFC going into this game.
Well, they're no longer the 1 seed.
Well, they were going into the game.
Okay, they were.
And you know why they're not the number 1 seed anymore? It's because of the Broncos.
That's right.
Because of the Broncos. I mean, Bo Nix had 4 touchdowns, over 300 passing yards. The Broncos defense made big plays in the second half. I don't know why you wouldn't trust this Broncos team. They are 12-2 with the best record in the league. I really don't know how you can't trust them, but oh well. If you don't, then I guess I can't do anything.
We'll see come playoff time.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to wait a few more weeks because they might have the first round bye. We might have to wait a while to see them in the playoffs.
We'll have to see. You never know. I mean, look, Bills are coming down the track. The Patriots, winding down the track. You never know. So we'll have to just wait and see. Anyways, Colts Seahawks, Seattle won 18-16. That was a great game because it came down to field goals.
It really wasn't a great game. The game sucked. It was just close because neither team could actually do anything on offense.
Well, the kicking was great.
I'll say the kicking was great. The Colts are just stupid. They fool everybody every week, but they lost, so the tank is still on. Let's move on.
Okay. You don't want to talk about the Colts. Okay. Let's go to the Lions and the Rams. The Rams beat the Lions 41-34. You got the pick right, Jack. I got it wrong. Big win for the Rams, and that's how they clinched a spot in the playoffs. However, because of their loss yesterday to Seattle, they're at 5th place, but they could easily move back up to 1st, even win the division as well.
Yeah, for sure. It was a tough one for the Lions. I mean, this is a really huge must-win for them if they wanted a chance to win the division. Now, they can still make the playoffs. They're still very much in the hunt, but they do not control their own destiny. They're going to need actually looking at it right now, yeah, it's going to be tough for them. They're going to need, I think, either Green Bay or Chicago to lose like 2 games.
Pretty much.
They want to make it. Now, Green Bay's got a tough schedule, though. They've got the Bears, the Ravens, and the Vikings. And the Bears have the Packers, the 49ers and the Lions. So it's certainly possible that could happen. The Lions are going to have to win out, though. There's no denying that. At this point, the Lions are going to have to win out. They've got Pittsburgh this week. I don't know off the top of my head who they play in week 17. And then they play Chicago again the final week of the season. Do you know who they play in week 17, Eli?
I will get that right for you. They will have the Steelers and the Vikings on Christmas.
Okay. That's actually an interesting game.
And
Okay,
the Bears right after.
I think the Lions, if they win out, will make the playoffs. I think one of the Packers or the Bears have a chance to lose their last 2 games. What the Lions are going to need, they're going to need the Packers to win this week. If the Packers beat the Bears on Saturday and the Lions went out, I believe that will get them into the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah, well, yes, because the Packers, they play the Bears this weekend.
Yes, if the Lions went out, that would
and the Lions right after.
Yeah, if the Lions went out, that would include a win over the Bears. So
the Bears do have the toughest schedule.
They do. On paper, they certainly do.
So we'll have to just wait and see what happens there. If you look at the Packers schedule, if we pull that up there, they have the Bears, they have the Ravens, and they have the Vikings. So they have the less, of a schedule to worry about. It's more so the Bears. They have the toughest of the 3. And as you could tell by the chart, it really is, anybody's game pretty much. They could still, 2 of these teams could easily be in the playoffs. They will be in the playoffs. It's just who and when. That's the question. All righty. We go now to the Panthers and the Saints, where the Saints won a football game 20-17. What a crazy upset win for them. The Panthers, they're not out of the playoffs. Why? Because the Buccaneers also have the same record as them. They stand at 7-7. A couple of Buccaneers losses, a couple of Panthers wins, and the Panthers could win the division. Something that would be a shock to many people.
Yeah, I mean, can we auction off the NFC South's playoff spot, please? I don't think either of these teams want to actually win the division this year.
No.
It's so weird what these 2 teams have been doing. Give credit to the Saints, though. The Saints have played really well over the last month or so. Tyler Shough has looked really good, and I think the Saints, not this year, but I think next year, they're going to be a real threat in this division.
But if you're the 5 seed, though, you're honestly kind of sitting pretty good right now, and that's going to be either Seattle or Rams or maybe even the 49ers. Whichever team gets it from the NFC West, because that's who it will.
Yeah, you're going on the road to face one of those 2 teams. Should be an easy win.
Pretty much. So good luck with that one. Niners, big victory, 37-24 to the Titans. We both got this right. Not much to say here, but Niners.
Yeah, literally nothing to say. The 49ers are great. The Titans are not. That's really all we've got.
Afternoon, William. Good seeing you again. And Vikings, Cowboys, 34-26. The Vikings got the big victory there.
Yeah, I mean, this is really impressive. J.J. McCarthy's looked really good over his last 2 starts. The Vikings defense did their thing against the Cowboys. And I think with that, the Cowboys are basically eliminated from the playoffs. I don't really see a world where they can make it at this point.
No, there's no shot that they'll make it, but you never know. Dolphins, Steelers. Steelers got a big win, 28-15. Miami cannot play in the cold, but people decided to take them, like Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just forgot that this game was in the cold. I don't know. Yeah. Well, the Steelers they got their win. They're 8-6. That probably means the Steelers are going 1-2 over their final 3 games, so they can finish 8-9 as they do every year.
And we now go to an epic Thursday night.
9-8. I'm sorry, not 8-9. 9-8.
Right. We go to an epic Thursday night football game last night. What a game it was. Went to overtime.
Final you didn't watch.
38-37. Don't have Prime Video.
You get the free trial and then cancel it after.
Okay. And it wouldn't be Seattle if we didn't throw the football with the game on the line. We would it be Seattle, right? Because that's what happened. That's a 2-point conversion. Pretty much last play of the game. They caught the football, but they threw it, of course, because it's Seattle. That's what they like to do. Big win for Seattle. Very happy. They're in the playoffs. The question is, could they go far?
They could. I mean, especially if they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which if Seattle wins their final 2 games, they will. I mean, granted, we'll have to see. I mean, they do have the 49ers one more time still, and even Carolina on the road is not a guaranteed win. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. But I mean, for this game though, this was an incredible win. Down by 16 in the 4th quarter, coming back to win. It was a great game, probably the best game of the season so far. By far. I think we could see both of these teams in the NFC Championship. I think it's absolutely a possibility.
Absolutely possible. The NFC West, all 3 teams will likely make the playoffs this year. It's gonna be that West is stacked pretty much. That West Coast teams. So big win for Seattle. All right, let's go to Week 16 picks. Jack's over to you.
All right, let's kick it off with a doubleheader on Saturday. We have the two division matchups in the NFC. We have the Eagles facing the Commanders in Washington, 5 p.m. over on Fox. The Eagles are favored by 6.5. Believe they lock up the division with a win here, so I'm going to take the Eagles 26-23. Bit of a close one, but I like the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are going to win it. Eagles are going to win it 28-20.
All right, Packers-Bears, a massive game Saturday, 8:20 p.m. on Fox. This game is, I believe, for first place in the NFC North and for which team controls their own destiny for the playoffs. I know I just said that the most likely scenario for the Lions is for them to win out and for the Bears to lose this game. However, I think the Bears get their revenge on Green Bay and win this game 24-21. It's really anybody's game. It could go either way, but I like the Bears here. I think the culture has changed, and I think they're going to get a massive home win here against the Packers.
See, I like the Packers in this one. I'm going to go 27-24. I'm going to go with the Packers.
Okay. Bills-Browns, 1 p.m. on CBS. On Sunday, the Bills are favored by 10. Yeah, I like the Bills, 34-18. That's my lock of the week.
Yeah, I like the Bills too, 32-12.
All right, we have the Jets facing the Saints, 1 p.m. on CBS. Draft positioning, the only thing that matters in this game. But with the way the Saints have been playing lately, I like them to win this game 19-15. I think the Saints are going to have a really strong ending to their season.
You know, I like the Saints too in this one, 22-18. I don't trust this New York team.
We have the Chiefs facing the Titans, 1 p.m. on CBS. Again, both of these teams are eliminated from playoff contention. The Chiefs are favored by 3.5. They're starting Gardner Minshew. I like the Chiefs 25-23. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Chiefs ultimately get the win.
I think it's going to be a close game, despite Patrick Mahomes being absent. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one, 24-15. Because I'm running out of Survivor picks, I do have to take the Chiefs this week at Survivor.
We have the Bengals facing the Dolphins, 1 p.m. on CBS. Again, I believe both of these teams have been eliminated from the playoffs. Bengals are favored by 1.5, and I like the Bengals to win 28-17. I just don't really see much out of Quinn Ewers for the Dolphins, so I like the Bengals here.
You know, I kind of like this Dolphins team, 26-24. Maybe the quarterback change was a must for this team.
Okay, that's completely fair. We have the Buccaneers facing the Panthers on Fox, 1 p.m. This game is for first place in the NFC South. I like the Panthers 31-28 at home over the Bucs. Give me the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, because the Buccaneers injuries, I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one, 22-18.
Chargers Cowboys, 1 p.m. on Fox. Dallas is actually the favorite here by 1.5, but I don't agree with that. I like the Chargers to win 26-20. I think they're such a well-coached team. No matter how many injuries they have, I think they're going to find a way to win.
Yeah, like I said, I don't believe in that spread right there, but I'm going to go with the Chargers, 28-21.
We have the Vikings facing the Giants, 1 p.m. on Fox. J.J. McCarthy's looked really good his last couple starts, and I think he's going to keep that going with a win over the Giants, 28-23. Give me Minnesota.
32-28. Give me Minnesota.
Falcons Cardinals, 4:05 on Fox. Again, game that really only draft positioning matters, although the Falcons don't have their first round pick. It belongs to the Rams. I like the Cardinals to stop their losing streak here and win 24-17 over the Falcons.
I'm going to with the Falcons here, 22-18. I think the Falcons are going to get a victory here.
We have the Jaguars facing the Broncos. A great game, 4:05 on Fox. This is a massive game for the AFC playoff standings. Both these teams currently sit in first place in their divisions. This, game that the Chargers and the Texans are going to be watching closely. I think, though, with the Broncos being at home, I think they're going to get the win here, 20-17. I think it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game, but I think the Broncos ultimately get the win. I trust Bo Nix more than Trevor Lawrence in this one.
See, it's a tough game to pick. I'm going to go with the Jaguars. I don't know. I just got something to tell me. Pick the Jaguars. I'm going to go with the Jaguars 26-23.
Okay, we have the Lions facing the Steelers, 4:25 on CBS. The Lions are favored by 7. Yeah, I like the Lions 34-24 over the Steelers. I just don't really think this is a good matchup for Pittsburgh, so I like the Lions here.
I'm going to go with the Lions with this one as well, 26-24.
Okay, Texans facing the Raiders, 4:25 on CBS. Houston favored by 14.5. That's the biggest point spread of the week. And yeah, Texans 30-13, my survivor pick for the week.
I'm going to go with my lock of the week. Give me the Texans 34-9.
Okay, Patriots Ravens Sunday Night Football, 8:20 on NBC. The Ravens are the 3-point favorites here. Again, another game with massive playoff implications. I believe the Ravens could be eliminated if they lose and Pittsburgh wins. But again, I already said that I don't think Pittsburgh wins. I don't think Baltimore wins, though, either. I think the Patriots get a bounce-back win on Sunday Night Football. They are undefeated on the road this year. So give me the New England Patriots 24-23, and that is my upset pick of the week.
I'm going with the Ravens 28-27. They're home.
Yeah, I mean, they lost at home to the Bengals, though.
Yeah, but they also got a big win last week, who the Bengals
A
also
big
lost at
I
home
don't really know
too.
if it's a big
So
win. The Bengals are
24
eliminated.
nothing, 24 to nothing is a big win.
The Colts could have done that. And the Colts aren't good. Speaking of the Colts, they host the 49ers on Monday night this week, 8:15 on ESPN. This game will not be close. 49ers 27-17 won't be close at all. The Colts have too many injuries, and the 49ers are just a really well-coached team.
Hey, Jack, what's the spread for this game?
5.5.
Yeah, I don't like that number, 5.5. Something tells me that the
You
Colts are going
never
to
do.
upset the 49ers 24 to 23. Give me the Indianapolis Colts.
You're
Never trust that
crazy.
5.5 spread.
You're
for
actually
Indianapolis.
you're as crazy as you are when you picked them to beat the Jaguars 2 weeks ago, and you were completely wrong.
Well, you never know. I could be right.
Yeah. Okay.
5.5 is not a good spread in football.
You know what? I think if I picked the Browns to beat the Bills, I'd have more of a chance to be right than you do in this game.
Well, actually, no. But I don't know about that. I mean, the Colts could have won last week if you think about it.
Yeah.
Could have, would have, should have.
Doesn't matter. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this week's edition of the 12th Horseshoe Podcast. Hope you all have a very happy holidays. We will see you at the conclusion of the holidays, either on the Friday or Saturday after Christmas, probably, for our Week 16 recap, our Week 17 picks. Jack Rizzo, Eli Weintraub signing off. Go IU. And
Go Seahawks. Go Devils.
Yeah. All right. Go.